Hey guys, quick shout out to all the folks who attended my live stream sessions. This is new to me. I just started live streaming. So I had two live stream sessions from last night and this morning. I actually didn't eat dinner last night, very late, and I didn't eat breakfast this morning because I had to do the live streams for you guys. The whole reason? Well, there's been so much going on in the Time Wonderland world that it's crazy not to discuss them, and it's crazy not to get what people's thinking about when they see all this stuff. So I hope you guys buckle up. I hope this video will give you a very quick breakdown of what exactly has changed and why the whole Frog Nation is in chaos. I think that's the best word I can describe it. So there's certainly a divisive element right now and a lot of negative sentiment towards the founders, Daniela and Sifu. So let's go into it. So for those of you who are watching, who didn't watch my stream, here's a recap. Last night, yesterday, around 1600 hours, my local time, Time Wonderland price, WMemo, started to drop. In fact, it dropped so much, it went from 43,000 all the way back down to 23,000. That's about almost a 50% drop in the span of an hour. Now, naturally, a lot of people panicked. A lot of people got liquidated. So doing this, Danny got liquidated. And again, I think Sifu got liquidated again. Also, along with a ton of frogs who leveraged at this price. So here's the thing. Now, you know my opinion about leveraging. Leverage should be done by professionals only. And when you leverage, you should always be okay with getting liquidated. If you are not okay with being liquidated, then don't leverage. That's my opinion on it. But that's not going to stop all the frogs from doing so. So what they did was that they leveraged way below the backing price, which is supposed to be $50,000. But the fact that we've been trending down and down, and it broke the backing price and went all the way back down to 23,000. That's 50% drop. All the people got liquidated right here. So all of the money gone. Usually they didn't do Abra, and that's what happened. So if you watch my stream, we were watching the whales as they scoop up and then they sell for profit. We saw whales making $100,000 just by trading, doing all of this volatility. So what is the issue? So there's many problems. One is that Sifu allowed this to happen again. Remember, we had a dip a while back up there. This is the same exact event. So we got liquidated again. Daniel got liquidated for $10 million. So what's happening? Well, Sifu explained it is that they ran out of fund for limit order buyback. So when you do limit orders, you have to place a set amount of money for that price. Let's say I want to buy $10 million worth of WMemo at $35,950. But when that whole $10 million got blown through by whales, so whales can band together and they could do a $20 million order, sell. So that will blow straight through your limit order, and then it will cause the price to drop. And as it drops, it triggers a ton of liquidation, and that causes an even more drop. And that's why you see these huge violent movements in the price. So that is what happened. And basically the excuse from Sifu was that, well, we put some money for the limit order and that ran out, and then we couldn't get more money in time because the treasury is guarded by multi-sig. That means multiple people need to sign off on it before the funds can be transferred to do buybacks. And it's not just Sifu who's sleeping, there's other people in the multi-sig who needs to sign off on it. So yes, Sifu was sleeping when this happened. Like, this is the thing that pissed off a lot of people, including myself. You cannot run a company, a DAO, while you're sleeping and holding the key to buying back, the promise of buying back to a limit order. And you cannot have a single person who controls all of that buyback mechanism, because what happens when the person got hit by a bus, right? When they're sleeping, they got COVID, there's so many scenarios where you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. So that is the reason. Now, that is what happened. And then when he woke up, he started doing some buybacks, a couple million there, a couple 5 million there. So there is some buyback happening after that. But then it started to trend down again, because like this trend down here is because due to a couple of news. So first of all, Wonderland, well, Abracadabra, which is owned by Danny, has disabled the ability for you to borrow WMemo. What does that mean? That means you cannot short sell WMemo anymore. So usually when people borrow WMemo, they sell it directly right away to tank the market price. And then they buy it back for cheap, and then they pay back the WMemo they borrow. And then they pocket the difference. That's how you short sell. So Abracadabra has disabled the cauldron to borrow WMemo. So that is the first thing they did to try to stop whales from borrowing and leveraging and try to tank the price. Now, I had a tweet last night, and before I went to bed, actually. So my tweet is very critical of this whole thing. So those of you who call me like simping, can call me perma-bull. I am not perma-bull. I call things out all the time on my videos. If the project has a weakness, I call it out. So here's what I said on my stream. The current system doesn't work when Sifu is the only person doing the buyback. Limit order will not. Whales can take advantage of this by tanking the price with massive sells, triggering a liquidation. Then they buy the bottom and they just wait. This is what happened. They wait for Sifu to buy back because they know he promises to buy back. So if you're a whale, after you sell, you buy it down here, you just wait because you know Wonderland will continue to buy back at whatever price. So this is how whales are gaming the system, and knowingly, they definitely know when Sifu is sleeping or not around. So that's how they take advantage. They usually all of these tanks are happening when Sifu is sleeping. Like right now, Sifu is sleeping. So there is no buyback happening. And that is how this can be exploited. And I got a lot of likes for it. So apparently people agree with that. So that's the problem with the Wonderland right now, is that if you have a known buyback price, people will take advantage, they will tank of it, and then they will, like we saw the whales making a ton of money during my stream. In fact, we were tracking all of those orders during the stream. Again, head over to my Discord, and to my YouTube, and please subscribe and like my videos to get visibility. It's really fun. It's a very long video, but I have timestamp under each video description, so you can go to the part that you like to watch and just watch it. So I'm likely to do another stream later today, just because there's so much going on. Anyway, now what else is new? Well, the Wonderland website seems to be updated a little bit. They sort of took my suggestion. They added 2 sections here. I think these sections were already being worked on. So one is the blog section. You click on it, you can see all the latest announcements from the team. I think that should be moved way up, not down here. And then there's a funds page, which I disclosed in my previous video. It breaks down all the treasury funds and all that. Now, these are the news, and Danny himself did an AMA early today. There were some good questions asked, but most of it were pretty dodged. They were dodged by him. Intentionally or not, but he did admit that he screwed up on the communication part. He screwed up on many aspects. So he seems remorseful, and he seems that he did actually promise to pay back people. Like if you get liquidated down here, he's promising to pay you back all of it with his own personal fund along with Sifu. They will pay you back with their own money for that. So yeah, that's one step for it. But as I discussed on my stream, I have very mixed feeling about doing that, because when you pay people back for their mistakes that they made, that's an incentive for them to make further mistakes, because if there are no consequences, they will just continue to do it. Even though Danny and Sifu said it's a one-time thing, but it is something you should be careful about doing. Anyway, on to the biggest news of all. This is the biggest announcement so far. So they propose, TLDR is, they want to merge Abracadabra together with Wonderland. So what do you need to know? We know that Abracadabra makes a lot of money when people get liquidated, when people borrow, when people lend. Like, they make a lot of money for that. So what they're saying is they want to combine Abracadabra and Wonderland together. So you get earnings from all the Abracadabra liquidations, all the fees that they're earning. Apparently, it's currently earning more than $1 million a day. And then you get all the benefits from Wonderland, where they do the revenue share from Wonderland. So keep in mind, this whole thing is a proposal. It's not the direction they're for sure going to do. It needs to go to a vote, and that's a proposal. And yeah, basically what they're saying is, if this proposal passes, you will have a place on the Wonderland website where you can transform all of your WMemo into spell tokens. That's right. WMemo will be no more if this proposal passes. There will no longer be rebases, but there will still be revenue share. But basically, all of your WMemo will get transformed into spell token. Now, they will pay you a premium for each WMemo. You won't get 29 like right now, $29,000 worth of WMemo. You will get $40,000 worth of memos of spell token. Let's say you had one WMemo. You'll get 40,000. So they will pay you a premium on that. Now, that is the change. That is the proposal. You guys should definitely head over to the forum and talk about that. From my simple poll on my stream, it seems like most people are disagreeing with that, but I'll let you decide. So what is my issue with it? Well, I think that will dilute the current Wonderland holders, because if you've been holding this whole time and collecting rebases because you were promised rebase, if you get transformed into spell token, that means existing spell tokens holders will get all of your benefits as well without doing a thing, while we get our benefits diluted somewhat, because what they will do is they will print a number of spell tokens just to pay out all the Wonderland holders, and then they will stop the emission. Basically, no more new spell tokens will be emitted, and then they will pay people out with revenue share from spell protocol. So that is the big news, and I definitely have mixed feelings about it. And if you really want to know what I think, go to my live stream this morning and it will go over all of that stuff with you, how I truly think. I think I ranted a little bit too. So that is the majority of the news coming up, and yeah, at this point it's really uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainties. There's a lot of people not liking the new direction of Wonderland. They're criticizing the team for saying one thing and then do another, and people think that this is such a reactionary movement or development for the future of this project. People are not liking it, even though Daniel claimed that this has been in the works for so long. So that is it for the update, for the quick update. Please subscribe to my channel, click like and share and comments. I will do more live streams. They contain much more in-depth discussion about what's going on, and I really hope you guys come along for the ride and we have a little party and help each other out, calm our nerves. But admittedly, this is getting pretty crazy even for myself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you on my live stream. Take care of each other.